Hello, church. It's good to see you on our midweek video for May 20th, 2020. Can you believe it's nearly the end of May, Brian? It's
I
crazy.
can't believe it.
And we're still doing this. We're still
We are.
going back and forth. And Brian, let me tell you, I have been so busy. We've talked about this, but man, it's just like more busy right now than I've ever been because of the way we do things. And this is a little bit embarrassing, but I'll tell you about it. So I was so inspired by you last week and your mask and how just the ingenuity of making the mask and so I'm busy, but up at night I can't sleep very well, and I've been reading a lot and needing help and reading some. So
I've been encouraging you to delegate better, and just really utilize those around you.
I think Brian, I made a clone.
Like what?
Yeah, I cloned myself.
No.
Yeah, it's
what kind of books you've been reading?
I read pretty deep stuff, but I looked online. You can find anything online.
I don't believe it. That hadn't been done successfully anywhere, Doyle.
So I made myself. He's cool. You want to see him?
Well, of course.
I call him Doyle too because I don't know what else to call him. But yeah, Doyle, come on in and say hi. I know you're embarrassed. Yeah.
What?
Say hi. What? Isn't he cool looking? He's happy to be here. You can tell he's he's a cool guy, and I can get him to hey, bring me some coffee. So this is helpful. I don't have to get up and put it over here if you don't mind.
My mind is blown, Doyle, and Doyle too. I can't really see his face. Is that just Everett?
No, it's me. It's the same shirt, and he brought me my coffee. And he's cool, and he's happy, just so happy, Brian, to be with our family. And
are you sure?
And he gives us an extra voice part, and it's great. And then I'm just like, hey, my back's gonna hurt. Come put that pillow. Yeah, thanks. Come put that pillow back in my back like you like to do. He loves doing this for me.
Well, I'm not sure you're reading yourself well here.
No, come on, get that in there. Stop taking so long. It's ridiculous.
He's
right back there. Just slide it down. Yeah, come on, hurry up. Good grief.
Joel, be patient with you. Be patient with you.
Well, I know how slow I can be.
I just don't know if he's as happy as you think he is. Maybe you ought to let him take a break.
Well, Brian, it's helpful. This is what you told me to do. And he can bring me snacks. I don't even have to get up. I can sit here all day long and just order him around. It's cool.
Don't order him anymore. Just
Watch. Hey, Doyle, go get me an apple or something good. Yeah, give me an apple. Bring it to me.
Doyle, my mind is blown here.
He's there. He is bringing my apple, and he brought me a knife.
He has a knife, Doyle.
I know it's to cut up my apple. Yeah, just put it down there. I'll eat it later. Stop being so slow. I don't know why you walk so slow.
Hey, be patient with him, please. No. Please.
And look, this apple is so good.
Doyle, I'm
going to cut it up with my knife later. It's fun.
I'm glad he put the knife down is all I can say.
His smile just lights up, Brian, when you give him a knife. He gets this light in his eyes. It's a little crazy eyes, but
well, you're usually pretty sharp on reading people. No pun intended with the sharp knife thing. But you're not reading yourself well here. He does not look happy.
No, I don't think you don't know the house. It's just he didn't sleep well last night.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm just saying. Now, Doyle, what?
I can make you one.
No.
Yeah. I got him now. He can make you one.
I can be introspective without actually sitting face to face down with myself. I'll just I can get my own apple. I can get my own knife.
But it's early adoption, man. That's the way.
Have you thought about what if this doesn't work out? What do you do?
I guess I just kill him.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Is he a person? Is he? I
don't know. It is a dilemma.
Maybe there's a verse for this. I don't know. I'll have to do some. You may have to come forward if you do that once we start meeting again. Murder.
I can get him to come forward for me, couldn't I? Because that's embarrassing.
Well, but you would have already.
But I can make another one. It's
Hey,
good, Brian.
no, we better just get into the business. Give him a break, okay?
No,
Give
you want
him
him
a
to
break.
bring you something? I can send him
No,
over.
no. We're good. We're good. I'd rather not see him again for now.
Okay, well.
But that is pretty
No,
amazing.
you can't. No, you can't have the knife right now. It's good. Just go lay
Asking
down
for
or
the
something.
knife.
Yeah, well,
All right, Dole.
he
We better
likes it.
get to business.
Okay, news for the week, because I've had time to put it together. So, Brian, our city's opening back up slowly, and
Yes.
we are following the mayor and the city council and the local health authorities as they're opening cautiously and asking us to be cautious. We are moving into some of our next phases. So, as we've said before, phase 1 is our small group phase. And it's time. It's time for us to move into that, we believe.
It's exciting.
It really is.
Just to make a move.
People, yeah, to make a move and to get some interaction with people in a very, very safe way. So in phase 1, just to remind you, Southwest members are going to be encouraged to meet for Sunday morning worship in small groups in homes. We're not back at the building yet, but we're in small groups of 1 or 2 families, or I should say 2 or 3 families. All together. They should be small enough that you can social distance and as you worship and study together that you can keep apart in your families. So that's exciting.
It is. But we do still want to be real careful. And for some of you, church, this doesn't affect you at all because at-risk members, okay, and we're using the definitions that the state health authorities are encouraging us. We are encouraging you to just continue doing worship on your own, maybe with the family that lives with you in your house. That's those who are 65 or older, especially with chronic lung disease. If you have asthma, moderate to severe asthma, any heart disease, severe obesity, diabetes, chronic kidney disease, undergoing dialysis, liver disease, anything that weakens the immune system, this doesn't affect you at all. So we really are just tiptoeing back into this as we invite maybe one other family to join us, and still with plenty of space in your living room and washing your hands and all those things.
Yeah, and again, not out of fear. This is out of love. This is out of love for each other and a love for our community. So we will continue to offer the online content that we have been for the last several weeks. There will be a little different online content. We'll talk about that later for our small groups that are meeting for worship together. But there will be the regular, online content for everyone at risk and our small groups to use if they'd like.
Okay, so there's going to be 2 postings on the website then, Dole, right?
That's
the
right.
normal worship service, and then a shorter version that will be more facilitating of conversation.
Yeah.
More than we already have.
Right.
Okay. And then in phase 1, children's and student ministries are going to be allowed to have very cautious small group activities outside of the church campus. Still in small groups. It'll be probably by invitation only. And so ministers will be very considerate about how they honor social distancing guidelines in these smaller groups, but hopefully start inching back into getting some face-to-face with each other again.
Right. And our church offices will be open, but limited open. It'll be limited to employees. We haven't gotten all that worked out yet, Brian. This will be Monday when we open with our employees, but we won't be having guests come in. And we're going to be very careful about that, about us keeping clean and keeping social distance and maybe some different schedules. So more will come out on that later.
Okay, and of course, our recovery ministry, we have maintained those meetings throughout this because, again, for people struggling with addiction and families of those struggling with addiction, this has been a very difficult time. I'm so grateful we've done what we've done as a church to engage in recovery ministry because, wow, they've really needed it. And the threat of not being together for that mutual support is bigger than the threat of getting coronavirus, as we've mentioned before. So Those meetings will continue to use the building as needed.
Yeah, and so we want Ryan to join us now. Ryan's going to come in.
Ryan Porsche.
He's our small groups minister, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about what that might look like in a small group worship setting. So Ryan, come on in.
Hello, Ryan.
Welcome, Ryan.
Good to
Hey
see
guys.
you.
Yeah, good to be with you again, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. We miss seeing you in the office.
and hope we can get back there soon. So Ryan, it's phase one time, which means we're moving into our to small groups, not necessarily our small groups, but moving into some small group meetings for the intent of worship. So we wanted to talk to you about kind of your thoughts on that. What have you done for our small group leaders, and that kind of thing. So what you got for us?
Let's do it. So it's been 9 weeks of this COVID reality in Amarillo, and I think we're more than a little ready to begin taking steps back towards normalcy. And I have no idea how long that process will be, but I know we're ready to take a step. And so the step we're talking about is beginning to meet again in a small group setting. And so that could be just a couple friends. It could be maybe some family you have locally. It might be just one or two other households from a small group you've already been a part of. It could be a couple neighbors. It might be a friend you know that doesn't have a small group. There are lots of different options, but I do think as we maintain social distancing that it is time to reemerge and begin meeting with just a few other people and start reconnecting again, talking about life and faith.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So we talked about for at risk. We'll say it again, for at risk. Go ahead and stay at home and continue this for a little bit longer because we want to keep you safe. And that's the other thing is we want people to feel safe. So meet with people you feel safe with, right? And be a person that people would feel safe with. That would be the other thing. Be sensitive to that. So what kind of resources for our leaders, all kinds of leaders of these small groups, do we have?
You bet. So this week on our website, under the COVID-19 updates and under small groups, we're going to create a couple of short video resources for some tips and suggestions to anyone who wants to lead and facilitate an existing group or a brand new group that will start for this season. Those are going to be pretty short and I hope really helpful to prepare us and equip us to facilitate a great group and house church experience. Our leadership is also going to provide each week a special version of worship for a small group gathering. So it'll be really similar to what we've all been enjoying in our living rooms with our families, but a little bit shorter and rearranged a little bit so that your group can watch this together, can watch a welcome, can sing a couple songs of worship, and then listen to Brian's teaching. And it'll finish, of course, with some discussion questions. So then your group is on your own to discuss those things and then finish on your own by facilitating communion together. That's kind of the idea we have for these groups. And so that resource will be available every week, kind of specifically to be used by these house church gatherings.
Right, but we still will offer the longer one for those that are still staying at home. That's helpful to them, and use it as it's helpful to you. Our group was talking to them last night about we may not. Part of it is we don't want to watch ourselves, but we may not use the worship time because we have a lot of singers in our group or several singers in our group, so we just may do that on our own. And but we look forward to Brian your teaching every week. It's good, and the discussion questions. It's good.
Hey, so Ryan, a question, like, do we need to consider, what are the factors we need to consider in who we invite in terms of numbers? Do we need to look at our space? Like, that's what I'm thinking is I need to look at my living room and still maintain social distancing with this maybe one other family in my living room could come in with my 5 and us still maintain distance. Is that a good factor to use? And are there others?
Yeah, that's a great point. So all of this is at your discretion. We want everyone to do what they are comfortable with. So yes, it depends on your family, your home, the spacing you have. I know many groups are already meeting like in their front yard or backyard, which is great. Obviously, if you're going to utilize a video element, you might have to go inside for a short time and then maybe go back outside for the rest.
That's a good idea.
But if you have young kids especially, it's probably not quite time yet. I know kids in kind of the opening grades of elementary school and younger, they're just not capable of observing social distancing yet. So each family needs to discern and use their own discretion for how many people could we host, or how many people are we willing to gather with at this point? And this is going to be a process. It's going to take time. These are just the initial steps. If you're willing, if you're able, if you have someone you're comfortable meeting with, then you're free to begin as soon as you're ready. If you're not ready yet, then you can wait a few more weeks, and we'll have more information as we go and be able to make the decision that's best for us.
This is great. Ryan, thanks for all the work you're doing to just help us move into this phase. I know that the tips and the training are always useful whenever I get those from you. So I encourage everybody to watch that, and let's just, if it's not this week, maybe the next for some people, but it's no big hurry. Just like Dole said, use it at, well, I think Ryan said, at your discretion. So
yeah. And grace abounds, right? Grace abounds from God. If we mess it up one week, and it's not as good as we want it to be, and grace abounds for each other in how we are able to even engage. Anything else for us, Ryan?
I don't think so.
Man, I am excited. You know, I love the big gathering. That's where my heart is a lot of times. But I am so excited that the church leaving the building means we're going to have Southwest Church of Christ. We already do in all these homes, but in all these communities, and inviting neighbors in, and the impact that we are able to make for the name of Christ. So thank you for all your work on that. Mm-hmm. So I've been thinking, we'll end this with a couple of texts. I've been thinking, Ryan, ever since last Sunday when you were preaching about Solomon, about wisdom, and I got a text from Everett, our oldest, that's in Lubbock, and he was worshiping along with us, which was kind of cool. But he sent his favorite text, and I expanded a little bit, but his favorite text about wisdom that he keeps in his phone. It's from Proverbs 4, verse 5. It says, "Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, because she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you." And then this is his favorite verse. "The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom." Okay, thanks. Though it will cost all you have, get understanding, cherish her. She will exalt you, embrace you, and she will honor you. And she will give you a garland to grace your head. She'll make you beautiful, is what that's saying. I just love that word from Proverbs of wisdom is so important. And that is so important for us as we're entering into these phases. We are trying to act in wisdom, not in fear, not in my rights, but in wisdom. And the beginning of it is to get it. So we're getting it. And, you know, James says to pray for it, and we're doing that too. But I love that text.
Yeah. And in Proverbs 16, there's a verse that says, "Better is a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city." And I love that one, Dole, that you pointed out to me earlier, because it kind of reflects our posture as we move back into these phases, kind of trying to get back. We want to be patient. I mean, a lot of us, we want to charge, you know, it feels bold, and it feels strong, and it feels right to move forward and fast. But in some instances, and I feel like this is clearly one of them, and wisdom is operating in love first.
Right.
And so being patient is kind of the warrior posture we need to have this time. That's the way we need to do it. Having self-control is better than one who takes a city. And so I appreciate just our leadership and how they're honoring that. Let's just move forward, but let's move forward with wisdom and love and patience and self-control.
Yeah. And then James, I will just end with this text and leave this with you. James, who is like the New Testament Proverbs, I think, just says in this first chapter, says, "Know this, brothers, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger. For the anger of a man does not produce righteousness." Quick to listen, to hear, and slow to speak, and slow to anger. I just want to guard us, church, to be slow to anger about anything in this time, because it just eats us up. We love you, church, and we are excited for you in this next phase, and hope to be back together, all together soon. Ryan, thanks for joining us. Ryan,
my pleasure.
Good to see you again, man. Bye, church.
Tell Dole too, bye.
I will.